Hello, lovely people. This is part 2 of my Squirrel Amigurumi tutorial. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, in which we crocheted the little head of the squirrel, I'll link to it right here in the video and also in the description box below, so make sure to watch part 1 first. One thing I'd like to mention right in the beginning, so that I can link to this video to warn those of you who haven't already crocheted the head. I actually regret not crocheting another round of the head in gray. So this was the round before the last round. Let me just check and find out which round exactly it was. Round 7. I wish I would have already made in gray, because this is where I will attach the body to the head, and it would have looked nicer if all of this was gray. So sorry about that. Last time when I recorded, I was really tired and didn't pay attention to that. But either way, I'll just go with it now. It's not a big problem, and we may even be able to hide these white stitches and turn them to gray. We'll see later how that goes. But first, we go ahead and crochet the body of our little squirrel. And I'll be using gray and white yarn for this, but we start with the gray. So we begin with a magic ring. And then in round 1, we single crochet 6 in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Close the magic ring. I don't close it completely just yet. Then in round 2, we increase in all 6 stitches, so 2 single crochet in each. One and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, and 11 and 12. So that's round 2 done. Now I can close the magic ring completely. And I'll also place a stitch marker in the last stitch. Now in round 3, we keep increasing, so we single crochet 1 in the next stitch here, and we increase in the next one here, so 2 single crochet in here, and then we repeat this 5 more times, 6 times in total. 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet. Let me just adjust the lighting maybe. I don't have the luxury of a conservatory anymore, so we need the help of some artificial light, but that's okay. One single crochet, 1 increase, single crochet, increase, and once more 1 single crochet and 1 increase. Now our round has 18 stitches, and in round 4 we only crochet in the back loops, so only in these loops in the back we leave the front loops, and we start with the 3 increases in a row. So we go only in the back loop of the next stitch and single crochet 2 in here, and we repeat this with the next stitch, only in the back loop, 1 and 2, and with the next stitch, only in the back loop, 1 and 2. Then we chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and now we half double crochet in the next 2 chains. So we yarn over, go in the second chain from our hook, pick up the yarn, pull it through, and then pick up the yarn and pull it through all 3 loops. It's 1 half double crochet, and then we repeat this with the next chain here. That's it. Then we have 4 single crochet, and we continue working only in the back loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then we chain 3 again and repeat the 2 half double crochet. First one in the second chain here, and the second one in the next chain, and then we have again 3 increases in the next 3 back loops. So 2 single crochet in here, 2 in the next, and 2 in the next. And then we just single crochet in the back loops of the remaining 8 stitches, 1 in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's round 4 done. Now in preparation for round 5, we make a little loop in white, because in round 5 we start joining the white yarn for the belly. So I have that ready to join. And we start with 6 single crochet in gray. Well, actually 5, because in the 6th one we change to white. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, And then in the sixth one, we pick up the gray yarn, pull it through, and then we pull the white loop on our hook, and pull it through the 2 gray loops. And as we did with the head, we work the gray yarn into our white stitches and vice versa, so that we always have the other color to hand when we want to change back again. Now we single crochet the next 4 stitches in white. So now we have to kind of go around these 2 half double crochet that we made. So you can just fold them forward like so, and it will be a bit tricky to get your hook in the next stitch. And just hook under the stitch, so we take advantage of the hook shape that we have. I just hook under the front and back loop of the next stitch, and then I just turn my hook 180 degrees, and that usually does the trick. So now we single crochet in white, so we pick up the white, pull it through underneath the gray, and then we go on top of the gray to pick up the white again and pull it through the 2 loops to single crochet. So that's 1 single crochet done. Now 2 more, 1 and 2, and with the 4th we change back to gray. So we pick up the white, pull it through, and then we pick up the gray. Now we continue in gray and just single crochet 1 in each of the remaining 14 stitches, and it's very easy to miss the first one. I just did. So just make sure that you don't miss this tiny stitch there. And it may again be difficult to get your hook in there because of these 2 half double crochet that we need to crochet around. So I just get my hook in there again and then turn it 180 degrees, and then we single crochet in gray, so around the white. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So this time it's correct. The yarn that you're working in the stitches, you can sometimes give it a little tug, just to make sure that it doesn't pop out in between the stitches, but don't pull too tightly, otherwise you might deform the shape of the amigurumi. So this round we repeat 2 more times. This time it will be easier because we crocheted around these little feet, and usually I would say go ahead and just do it on your own, but because of the color changes I thought we'd do it together in case you're new to color changes and you prefer to watch and crochet along with me. So we have again 5 single crochet in gray, and in the next single crochet we change to white. So now white goes on top, then we single crochet 3 in white, 1, 2, 3, and in the next single crochet we change back to gray. So gray goes back on top, and then we have again the remaining 14 stitches in gray. this is round, I believe it should be round 6 done. So one more round to go. Again, 5 single crochet in gray. 3, 4, 5, and in the next one we change to white. White goes on top. Then again 3 single crochet in white. And in the fourth one we change to gray, so we pick up the white, then pick up the gray, and then gray goes on top again. And then, as we did before, we just single crochet the remaining 14 stitches in gray. And that's round 7 done. Round 8 starts with 3 decreases. So we make invisible decreases. So we insert our hook in the front loops of the next 2 stitches. And then, as usual, we go under the white yarn to pick up the gray, pull it through the 2 front loops. And then we go over the white yarn to pick up the gray and put it through the 2 loops on our hook. And then we repeat this once more. And with the third decrease, we change to white. So we go through the 2 front loops, pick up the gray yarn, pull it through the front loops, and then we pick up the white yarn and pull it through the 2 gray loops. So now we're ready to continue in white. See here, I didn't pull the white yarn enough and it's peeking out. But that's okay. Always when I crochet any animals, I'm not too bothered about it because I just say it looks natural, like natural fur. So now we single crochet 4, and in the 4th we change back to gray. So 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th we change to gray. So now gray goes on top, and now we have 3 decreases again. So single crochet these 2 together, then the next 2, and the next 2, and now we should have 8 stitches left, and we just single crochet 1 in each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's round 8 done. Now in round 9, we simply single crochet in all 18 stitches. So we start with 2 single crochet in gray, 1 and 2. Then in the next one we change to white. Then white goes on top and we single crochet 3 in white, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth we change to gray. Gray goes on top, and then we should have 11 stitches left, and we single crochet 1 in each. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that's round, was it round 9? Yes, that was round 9 already. So now in the next round we make a few openings in which we will later crochet the arms. So we start with 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Then we chain 2, 1, 2, and we skip 1 stitch, which is this last gray one here. And then in the first white stitch we single crochet and we change to white at the same time. So we pick up the gray. Also we just leave the white yarn there. We just don't pull it too much. So we pull out a gray loop and then pick up the white yarn so that we can continue with the white. Now we single crochet, where was I? Oh, we single crochet 1 in white, and in the next single crochet we change back to gray already. So we pick up the white and then the gray, and then we single crochet this last white stitch here in gray. So gray goes on top. Now we chain 2 and we skip 1 again, so this first gray stitch here, and then in the next stitch we single crochet, and including this one that we just crocheted in, we should have now 10 stitches left. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now our round has 20 stitches, including these 2 chains on each side. And round 10 is done. So now in round 11, we begin with 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and the third one goes in the back loop of the first chain here. And then in the next single crochet, which goes in the back loop of the next chain, we change it to white. So pick up the gray, pull it through, and then pick up the white. Then we have 3 single crochet in white. The first one is the gray stitch here. Then the 2 white ones. One and two. And in the next stitch, this first gray one here, we chained back to gray. So we pick up white, pull it through, and then pick up gray and pull it through the white loops. And now we single crochet in the next 8 stitches, beginning with the back loops of these 2 chains. So 1 in there, and 1 in here, and the next one should be this stitch here, which is easy to miss. So that's 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we finished the round with 2 decreases. So, as we did before, go through the next 2 front loops. And crochet them together. And then we repeat this with the last 2 stitches. 1 more decrease. And that's the round done. So now we're back down to 18 stitches, and now we have these 2 little openings out of which we can later crochet the arms. And as you know, it's just natural with crocheting amigurumi that the stitches shift a little bit with each round, so the belly is shifting a little bit toward the right here, and I tried to counter that in the pattern, but then it would it went too far to the left, so it's actually better to just twist it a little bit, because it's a very small amigurumi. It doesn't make such a wide shift toward the right, and by just twisting it a little bit, it actually straightens out quite nicely. So then we can continue. We only have, I believe, two rounds to go. So in round 12, let me first detangle. In round 12, we decrease quite a bit. So we single crochet 1, and then we decrease, and then we single crochet 1, changing to white. So pick up the gray, pull it through, and then pick up the white and pull it through. Now white goes on top, and we decrease 1, then we single crochet 1, now we decrease 1, and at the same time we change into gray. So we go through the back loops, front loops, sorry, the next few stitches, pick up white and pull it through these 2 front loops, and then we pick up gray and pull it through the 2 loops on our hook, and then we continue with gray, and now we single crochet 1, decrease 1, and we repeat this 2 more times. Single crochet and decrease, and once more single crochet, and decrease, and that's the round done. So now our round has 12 stitches. So now we can go ahead and fill the body with fiber fill. Pull my loop out a little bit. And now is the last chance to straighten this white line for the belly again. So just twist it a bit. And that does the job. Now we fill the body, and we want to fill it quite generously, but don't overstuff it, because otherwise your little squirrel won't be able to sit because this bottom side should still be nice and flat. If it pops out, then it will be difficult for it to sit. Let's see if I can fit all of this or if it's too much. No, I think that's okay. A tiny little bit more. You may even be able to squeeze a little bit more in after the next round, but it can be tricky, so I'm trying to add all of it now. And that should be enough. So now we can go ahead and crochet our last round. And so we single crochet 1, and then we decrease 1 and at the same time we change it to white. So we go through the front loops as usual, pick up gray, pull it through the front loops, and then pick up white and pull it through the 2 gray loops. Then we have 1 single crochet, and 1 decrease in which we change to gray. So then we pick up gray, and then we have 1 single crochet again, and 1 decrease, and one single crochet, and 1 decrease. And that's the last round done. So now we can fasten off. The white yarn we can leave quite short, and the gray yarn we leave a bit longer because we'll use it to sew on the head. So we can pull that through. And the white yarn we can just hide inside the body. And now I'll be using my closed scissors to push it in. And that's the body almost done. Of course, it still needs 2 arms. By the way, you can still twist the body if this line isn't straight. I just get the end of my hook in there and this helps with it. So now we crochet 2 little arms out of these openings. And this will be a little fiddly, but I promise you it won't be too difficult. So I like to start joining the yarn on the inside of the arm. So we just start with this one, it doesn't matter. I just pull a loop in gray out of there, And now I just go ahead and here where we skipped, well actually I start here in the corner. So this is the stitch that we skipped, and this is the stitch in front of it, which we actually crocheted, but I'll go in here again through to the opening and pick up the yarn, pull it out of there and make a single crochet. So I want to single crochet 6 out of this opening, and this is 1. Then I go through this stitch that we skipped and single crochet 1 out of there. And then I go through the next stitch that we actually crocheted in, but I go in there again through to the opening that we left, pick up the yarn and single crochet 1 out of there, and that's 3. Then we have these 2 chains that we made, and now I go through the front loop of one of them to make the 4th single crochet out of there. Then they were 2 chains, so now we have the other front loop, the front loop of the next chain that we can go insert our hook in and single crochet 1 out of there, and that's 5. And then here where I joined the yarn, the inside of the arm, that's where I go in and pull out the loop and make this 6 single crochet. So now we have a little round of 6 single crochet here, and now we just single crochet 2 rounds of these. So now I'm going through the first one, single crochet, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, keep splitting my yarn here. No, I pulled some, this one I pulled out accidentally. That's it, so I think that's 4. Five and 6. So this was the second round of 6 single crochet done, so 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And that's the first arm, or I should actually say foreleg done. So we can fasten off here. Now we just need to close this round. This other end we'll weave in. Well, maybe we weave it in first. That actually makes more sense, I believe. So this yarn end of the beginning where we joined the yarn. That one we weave in now. We can also go here to the bottom so that it won't be as visible. And just weave this end in with a few stitches. Oops. Without pulling out the fiber fill, preferably. Then we cut this short. And now we close this round. So we go through the front loops of all 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then pull tight. And now we go through the center of the last round here. And then we can weave in this yarn end as well. And I stitched through to bottom again to do that. There we go. And that's forearm number 1 done. Now we'll do the other one. It's actually exactly the same process, but in the end we sew them together so that it's like holding its little hands together. Maybe we can make him an acorn or something that it could eat. So I go here through the side of this opening again, the inner side, closer to the chest, and then I just pull a loop out of here. So this time we go the other way, first up and then down. There's no difference actually. So this time I go through the front loop of the first chain first. Just need to get it right. Sorry that you couldn't see what I was doing, but sometimes it helps to just push and hold my finger on it. So that's the front loop of the first chain. So 1 single crochet we make out of here. Then we have the next chain. That's 2. Then here we have the stitch in front of the stitch that we skipped. So out of here I'll crochet 1 single crochet, and that's 3. Then we have the stitch that we skipped, out of which I'll make 1 single crochet, and that's 4. Then we have the stitch behind it, and out of there I crochet out 1 single crochet, and then this place here where we joined the yarn in the beginning, and out of here I'll also single crochet 1. trying not to pull out the wrong yarn. Okay, that's it. So now we have a small round of 6 single crochet here, and we crochet 2 more rounds of these, 1 single crochet in each. So that's 1, 2, that felt wrong. 3, there we go. 4, 5, 6, that's 1 round, and 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's the second forearm done. So we can fasten off, and again we can start with this yarn end and weave that in. So again I just stitched through to the bottom. And weave it in with a few stitches. There we go. Cut this short. And now we need to close this round again. So thread this on our yarn needle. And again we go through the front loops of all 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull that tight. And now we use this yarn and to sew the 2 forearms together. So as we did before, we go through the center of this last round here, but this time I stitched through to the side of the arm, quite in the front of it, and I'll also go through the other arm. Or foreleg. So now I just go back and forth a few times through both hands, if you will. They're not really defined hands with a little squirrel this size, but you know what I mean. Maybe one more. And once you feel they are firmly attached, you can go ahead and weave in this yarn end as well. So again, I stitch through to the bottom here. And make a few stitches to weave it in. And we want to make sure that this part is nice and flat so that our squirrel can sit. and doesn't fall over. So we cut this short, and that's it. Now, of course, we want to attach the head. So we can first pin it into position just to see and make sure that it's where we want it to be. One on each side. And make it look a little sideways. I think it's quite cute, but of course you can place it any way you like. Just take a good look at it from all sides. Here is where I wish that this part would have been gray. Sorry about that, but I'll show you something that we can do to cover up these stitches so that we have a little, like a continuation of gray stitches from head to body. We'll do that in the end. First we sew on the head. So I just find the small stitch to go through on the head, and then I'll just move my way around. Just go through each stitch of the neck, and the stitches look better when they are as small as possible and as close to the neck as possible, so that they will be almost hidden or very small, and they will look neat and tidy. You don't need this pin anymore. This way I can pull the yarn more tightly, and this here is the next stitch of the neck. Go through there. Ouch. No, that's too big of a stitch. Maybe I go through here. And then through the neck again. Here for this white part, you can use white if you prefer, if that's important to you, that this part has invisible stitches, so to speak, because they're the same color. For me, that's okay in gray. Can get rid of this pin. Let's see. I have skipped one stitch now, but I'll move back forward to catch it, because Won't look good if I miss that one. There we go. And then we can just stitch through somewhere. Oh no, hang on. I still want to fix this part here. So you can now, if you feel you want to attach the head more firmly, you can go through and sew another round. I think for me that's enough, but what I will do is I will cover up these white stitches to make them appear gray, or at least I'll try. Let's see how it goes. So I just follow the direction of these white stitches. So now I cover this one up, stitch through to the next one. Now I cover this one up and stitch through to the next. And I try not to pull the yarn too tightly so that they really get covered by the gray yarn. Go through here maybe. And through here. Needle got stuck. I need pliers for this. There we go. So this way, I hope you can see, I just try to cover up the white stitches that I want to be gray, and at the same time I'm weaving in the yarn end. So maybe a few more here. I think that's fine, I can live with that. Well, maybe this brown one there. That was gray as well. That will make me happy. Okay, I can live with that now. So now I just, because this is I've kind of woven the yarn end in already, so I just stitch through to the other side and cut this short. And that's the body of our squirrel done. So of course it still needs a tail, And the tail we will crochet in part 3, which I will publish tomorrow if you're watching this the day that I publish this video. So you won't have to wait very long. And until then, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And if you're enjoying this tutorial so far, please give this video a thumbs up for me. That would be so lovely. And also subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more amigurumi tutorials. I share them every week at the moment. So thank you so much for crocheting along with me, and see you tomorrow, or if you're watching this at a later time, then you can jump straight to part 3, which I'll put here. Thank you so much for being here. Happy crocheting. Bye.